Hi, and welcome to the Senior Network. I'm your host, Greg Fulton. We're joined today by Darlene Schutz of Hospice Care of the Lowcountry. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And Rebecca Freeman, attorney with the Elder Law and Estate Planning Center, correct?
That's right. I'm
And
the associate.
thank you for having us here today.
Thank you.
Gorgeous
Yes,
place. That's our
thank
first time
you.
here. It's exciting. Well, you guys were talking a lot and left me out of the conversation, so you can now bring me into what you were talking, the giving, and I heard some really interesting topics.
Well, I was talking about being a nonprofit, which Hospice Care of the
Right.
Lowcountry is. At the end of the year, we send out an appeal letter, and it's the ask, why people
Sure.
should donate, why we need the funds, etc. And so we were discussing ways that people can actually speak to their attorney, their estate planning attorney, about ways to give to their favorite charity. And so you had some great ideas.
Yeah, so we do a lot of estate planning, which is your traditional wills, trust, and it's really important when you come in to meet with an estate planning attorney, whether it's our office or any of the other attorneys on the island, that you spell out, I want to give to this charity, this is how I want it to be spent, and you tell us what assets you have, because like we were talking, you can, on your annuities or your life insurance, you can name the charity as a beneficiary so that when you pass, it goes directly to that charity. It's also important that you understand how your assets are titled and what documents that you have, because we see a lot of times with older clients, a spouse has passed, they put children on their bank accounts, and their will say, upon my passing, I want a specific bequest of a certain amount of money to go to a nonprofit like Hospice of the Lowcountry, but because the child's name's on the bank account, when they pass, that will doesn't control. So it's really important to understand, who do you want to give to, how do you want to give, and then make sure that all of your documents and how all of your accounts are titled match, so that you don't inadvertently not give to the nonprofit.
Exactly. And Darlene, I know that's your main job, right, is fundraising and putting together events, correct?
Yeah, just basic community relations, and that may entail delivering wheelchairs and walkers, and
sure. To
there's a
whatever.
little bit of everything in our community, and being a nonprofit, we all wear a few hats. But yeah, raising money is really important, and people ask me all the time why, but we collect money from Medicare or insurance if the person has that.
Oh,
if
sure.
not, we take anybody. The problem is that there's such a huge gap in the services we actually provide and the services that we get, reimbursed for. There's a huge gap because we're there 7 days a week if needed. We have a lot of programs that are not reimbursable by Medicare but are so important to the patients and their families. So this end of year appeal is always really important, and there's so many ways to give that people don't realize. And if you worked for a company, oftentimes they'll do matching donations. You just have to apply, Bank of America, GE, there's so many of them, and you can actually double your donations.
It's a great point. So like Medicare, it's basically a per day type reimbursement, right? And it doesn't mean
Yes.
if you're going to be there 2 hours or all day long, right?
Right,
Yeah.
and it covers everything. That one payment per day covers the durable medical equipment, medications, nursing care, the nursing assistants who, take care of hygiene. There's so many things that go into it, physical therapy, speech therapy, and then, as I said, all the programs we have that are above and beyond but really needed.
And so not just financially, ways to give would be even volunteering, correct?
Sure. Yeah, we love our volunteers. It's something that sets us apart from all the others. We have so many volunteers, over 150, and they do so many different things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rebecca, I know you work with Brian Tracy, great guy, by the way.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what's your role in the actual business. Do you sit down with the clients and meet with
So
them?
I do. So I'm an associate attorney. This is my third year
Okay.
as the attorney. I do mostly estate planning. I handle the majority of our estate planning clients. I do also handle the majority of the probate. Brian, now that I'm here, gets to focus more on the Medicare, Medicaid, more elder law issues. And I do the workshops, so we always have seminars. They're about 2 hours, and the whole point is to educate the clients before they come in to meet with us, to make sure that they understand what is a will, what is a trust, what local, which is really great when clients come in, because at the workshops we always get questions like, well, what if I need hospice care? What if I need nursing care? What if I don't want to go into a nursing home? What are my options? So we do a lot of educating them on the estate planning, and referring them out to the local businesses. And so that's kind of my role here, is to handle the estate planning realm and to make sure that everything you want to do fits with your estate plan and your needs. Because I know, like we were just talking earlier, everybody's aging, people are living a lot longer, so you have to have a more complete plan. You can't just wing it.
Well, we talked about earlier too, we're starting to see, because of the awareness of the aging population, hopefully you're seeing a lot of folks come to you sooner than later now.
We are. We're getting a lot of younger individuals coming in and planning, because what most people don't know is the moment you turn 18, you need a healthcare power of attorney, a durable power of attorney, and a will at minimum. And it's really important because the clients that come in that are still working full time, that are taking care of kids, they're called the sandwich generation. And we're seeing a lot of that age group come in now because they're raising kids at home and caring for an aging parent. And so we're getting a lot of, they're coming in because we need to deal with mom and dad, and they don't want to deal with what they had to deal with mom and dad. They want to prepare for their kids. So it's a lot of been there, done that, don't want my kids to do it.
And you mentioned, I missed one, you said a will, power of attorney, and what was the third?
And a healthcare power of attorney.
Healthcare power of attorney,
They can
okay.
be two different people.
Yep, they
Sure.
can be two
Yeah.
different people.
Yeah. Now, something that I found personally with my family, I was part of that sandwich generation. What was interesting is that what was important to me with my will and my living will when I was 30 is completely different from my advanced age now. But you know what I mean? And is that something you talk to people about when they're a little younger? Because it changes whether you have young children in
Sure.
the house, what you're even, whether you want life support or not.
It is. For example, my estate plan is completely different from my parents' estate plan. And like my parents are now looking at retirement and how to prep for that, while as I'm looking at what do I want my estate plan to do when I have kids, who would be guardians. It's a whole different topic, but it's kind of like a stepping stone. And when you get your estate plan in place earlier, it's easy to amend and kind of update it to flow with the life changes.
Well, hold that thought. I want to continue that conversation. We need to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.